in one segment. So maybe we could put it in a simpler form, the haves and the have-nots. So I think what really we need to look at feminism is more from the have-nots, which probably and primarily belongs to the rural or the semi-urban areas of the country, where they really need to have this feminism, where we really need to empower them in every sense of the word. And I think that's where the laws have come in force. And, there's a lot of security, there's a lot of protection, there are a lot of, laws and empowerment given to those women. And I think to that extent, yes. But you cannot paint it with the same brush, because there is one segment of the women which are there, which are really empowered, and in every sense of the word, and they can be categorized as the haves. And I don't think that feminism should be really stretched beyond anything as far as they are concerned. So I can't give you a blanket answer, yes or no. I would like to categorize in the way that I have just spoken right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Lalan, what do you think?
Well, I think two things I'd like to say. Firstly, the word feminism is a little negative word. Just like racism, sexism, rather I'd like to call it gender equality. That is a much better word. The moment you say feminist, all kind of negative feelings come, because feminists is a man-hater. They hate men, man-haters, man-eaters, things like that. So when you say feminist, but seriously, I think there are two types of feminist things. One is the good one and the bad one.
How can there be two kind of man-eaters? Either they are man-eaters or they are not.
No, not that. I said this.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Now, because, of course, as Runali said and Swati said, there's no doubt about it that in this country, the women, definitely there was a great need for this kind of movement, and which has done a great good. But in fact, I think there is still a lot more to be done. And the women, now they say the women are objectified, right? Who is also responsible for objectifying? The women themselves also are responsible.
The men are not.
For objectifying. No, they are, but also, I said, also.
May I interrupt?
Now, for example, I'd like to qualify this. Now, we saw so many dances, we saw so many songs, the Bollywood dances, songs. They demean women, and the women clap. They're very happy, very good. No?
May I interrupt?
Yeah.
So,
Dr. Kapoor.
Dr. Kapoor thinks that all the women who dance on stage are objectifying womanhood.
I
Not all, he says some. Maybe some who dance better than the others are not, and some who didn't dance better than the others are. Is that what you're saying? Because you said not all.
No.
I beg to differ. How are women objectifying themselves? It's only the other person who's objectifying the woman because he thinks that she's an object to be had. A woman is not objectifying herself because she's not having herself, she's not having the other woman. There may be those kinds, but that's not what we're speaking about. So the women are definitely not doing any such thing. It's the men, it's the thought of the men that needs to be changed, and it's their thoughts that is objectifying a person, because it's only the person who doesn't have it, it wants the object or treats it as such. And when you treat a woman as an object, which is what you're going on saying over here, as what I gather, by saying that the women who danced are objects. So are you suggesting that the men over here were leering at the women who danced, although they are their colleagues at workplace?
So one sec, let's just get clarity. Is that what you are saying, that women who dance?
On the face value.
No, I think this whole
seriously do you believe that if a woman was earning equal on par to a man or more, would he be able to take it? And would he be able to deal with it and be proud of his woman and not feel insecure?
Well, the answer is he should, but it's not so easy. It's not so easy. And but he should definitely try. But somewhere the male ego comes into play, which is natural. And I don't think we should be very harsh on him. And because that is the culture. Cultural situation is that the man is supposed to be superior, and then he cannot be. It's almost like somebody said an emasculation if the woman is earning more.
What I meant is that the man is traditionally the breadwinner. It's a patriarchal society. What Ronaldi said is unless you change the mindset at home and treat them equally, you'll never be able to get that mindset changed. And so, it all boils down to the same thing, education of the woman. You educate a woman. The mother is the one who actually spends the maximum time at home, telling the boy and girl that there's no difference between you.
And what do you think, Swati? Do you think that a man would be able to deal with it if a woman earns more?
It depends on the man. If the man is evolved, he would. If the man is not, he wouldn't.
And in today's world?
I think it's changed. I think a lot of men are okay. I would say it depends on where they are and how they are. I wouldn't say where they are studying or what education they've had, because education really is not in the schools, it's really outside. So you would find a person who's not educated in a sort of Ivy school also very broad-minded, just as much maybe, or maybe sometimes more than a person who's so-called got a good degree. So I think it is changing. I would like to think that I'm not so skeptical about a man not being able to accept, although I just did say that men don't like smart women at the workplace. Maybe the relationship is fine.
Nandini, what do you think about it?
And I said earlier also that this is where what the value systems which are inculcated in a man is very, very important for him to accept a woman as his equal.
What answers you get, you have 10 more questions to that, but you got to keep it contained, especially because it's late. But it's good, and they're such an amazing panel that their thoughts are just so real.
As some people listen to gender equality, what do you feel about the industry? How hard there is justice between the male and female?
I think you can say the film industry, in a way, represents what's happening outside, but it's in the spotlight, and it's even more. You don't have equality as yet, but we're getting there. And it's pretty young if you look at the film industry and where it is today. So we have some ways to go.
It's a big improvement in the future.
Well, if you look at how it is today, there are women, there are actresses who hold their own and sell tickets, which didn't happen as many actresses as today, just even 10 years back. So we've come a long way. So my baby's crying.